Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today I'm going to be making this cute little bag. I made these bags for my downline that went with me to on stage in Minneapolis. Now, so be it. I only have I have 4 downline, but only 2 went with me. Um, so I didn't have to make that many. But this is a nice size bag. When we went to Florida, we got these pouches for our name badges, and it opens up. It has zippers and Velcro, so they're really nice bags or pouches for your name badges. Usually you just get your name badge and it has a little hole at the top you put a lanyard on. But I really like these because you could hold lots of stuff. So I ordered a couple extra, which we could do on our demonstrator website in the supplies section. So I ordered a few of these, and I put these in the bags for my downline. So that went in there like that. And then I thought it was cute because it showed the little Stampin' Up through the handle. And then I also got them the Take Your Pick tool. And a fellow demonstrator, she etches on like bone folders. She can etch on acrylic blocks. She can do a whole bunch of stuff. And she also made, she took one of our acrylic boxes that you can put cards in, and she put a like a foam mat on the inside, and then she cut it out so each little part of the Take Your Pick tool had its own little slot. And then I had her engrave up here Minneapolis on stage 2019, and I put that in there. I put the Take Your Pick tool and I put that in there, and then that fit in here also. So that, and it does fit in there, but my little bally thing so that fit in there just like that. And then I just put some snacks in there, and that's what I gave my downline for their little gift for coming to on stage with me. So I thought I would show you. I've had a lot of requests how to make this bag, so I thought it's really simple. Do a quick tutorial on how you make this bag. Now, this is not the exact paper because you only get 2 pieces of paper in a card pack. So I had made theirs out of this paper, which I really like. But I am going to use this paper right here today. And I forgot to cut that, so we're going to cut that together. All right, so we're going to cut this down. I'm going to take my paper trimmer. We are going to cut this down to, let's see, got all my measurements here. We are going to cut this down to 8.5. So I'm going to put this in here, and I'm going to cut this down to 8.5. And then I'm going to cut it in half at 6. So you need 2 pieces that are 6 by 8.5. All right, so 2 pieces that are 6 by 8.5. You also need, you're going to need a piece of, this time I'm using Lovely Lipstick, and this measures 3 by 6.5. You're going to need 2 pieces of Lovely Lipstick that are 1 inch by 5.5. You're going to need 2 that are 1/2 by 8 3/8. You're going to need some more scraps of Lovely Lipstick, and that's going to be to make the handles, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to need 4 circles like this. I only have 3 cut out, so I'm going to cut out the 4th one with you. And then you're going to need, you're also going to need some scraps to make your little embellishment right here. And I only put 1 dimensional on this so that I can take it off. So if I want to use it for someone else, I can do that. The next one I'm going to make, I'm not going to put any initial on it or anything, or this one I'm going to make, I'm not going to put any initial on it because I don't know who I'm going to give it to. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to bring in my Simply Scored. And I'm going to take my piece that is 6.5, 3 by 6.5. And I'm going to score that at 1/2 inch all the way around. All right. Then I am going to take my snips, and I'm going to do this before I crease it. And you're just going to take and snip up on these 4 little corners here. You're going to snip up, and then you're going to take just a little slice out of the little square. So up, and a little slice out of the little square. All right. Now I'm going to crease all my lines, and I want to make sure to use my bone folder. Now the usual way to make a box, you're going to take these corners and you're going to put these on the inside so that it's nice and pretty on the outside. This one, we are going to take these and we're going to put these on the outside because you're going to see the inside of the box. So we want to make sure to put these little flaps on the outside. Those are going to be covered up. So we're going to take our multi-purpose glue, and we're just going to put some glue on these corners right here. And these, like I said, go on the outside. And it doesn't take long for them to adhere. Make sure that's on the outside. And there. All right. So now on the inside of the box, you don't see any of the little flaps. All right. All right. So there is the bottom of our box. All right. So now we're going to take our piece of DSP, and I am going to bring in my scoreboard. You could use a pencil and do this if you wanted. And it doesn't matter on which side you do it. So these measure 8.5. So I'm going to make a tick mark at 4 1/4 on both pieces. And you really don't need to do it on both of them because we're going to be cutting out the handle at the same time. But it's up to you. All right, I'm going to take my 2 1/4 inch circle punch. There's my little tick mark right there. And I'm going to make sure that that is in the middle of my punch. This is going to make the little circle for the handle. And I'm going to put it about 3/4 of the way in. And I'm doing both of them at the same time. This paper's not too thick. You're not supposed to do that, but this paper's not too thick, so I find it's not hurting anything. But you could certainly do one. You could do one, put them together, and then match it up and do the other one. It's up to you how you want to do it. Okay, you're going to turn your paper over to the side. That's going to be the inside of your box. You're going to take your tear and tape, and you do want to use tear and tape on this. It's good, strong adhesive. And you're going to put that all along the bottom of both of your pieces. Okay. So I have it on one. I'm going to bring my other one in, and I'm going to do the same thing along the bottom. Now on this one, I'm also going to put it along the edge of the sides of the box. All right, I'm going to do it again on the other side. This project uses a lot of tear and tape, but you want it to stay together. So, all right, so there is that one. All right, we're going to take the back, we're going to bring in the bottom of our box, and I'm going to take the piece that only has the tear and tape on the bottom. I'm going to bring in my take your pick tool, and I'm going to get the back to the tear and tape off. I don't know if you've heard yet, but our paper piercing tool is retiring, and that is because we have the take your pick tool that has the spatula on one side, the pick on the other, and then it also has a small and large stylus on it. So they are retiring the take your pick tool. They are retiring the paper piercing tool and replacing it with this tool. So I'm going to try and use that as much as possible when I remember, because I'm so used to using my paper piercer. All right, so I'm going to take this part right here, and I'm going to center it, eyeball it. Do not need to be perfect on this. So we're going to center it at the bottom. You want to go all the way to the bottom. So we're going to center this to the bottom of your box, just making sure that you kind of have even spacing on both sides here. And then you're just going to put that right on the bottom. And you see I have a little gap here, but since I didn't push it down, I am able to pick it up and move it. And then I'm going to give a good press on the inside of the box. I'm also going to take my bone folder, and I'm just going to give it a good press with my bone folder right there. All right. Now, for the sides, you're going to bend this at the bottom here. Do not bend this. You're going to give a little pinch right here, but you want this to be free flowing. You don't want a bend on that. So we're just going to bend that like that, and that on this side, and then just give it a little pinch on the corner. And then I'm also going to take my bone folder and give those both a good press with my bone folder. Okay, so there's half of the bag. I'm going to take my other piece, and I'm going to do basically the same thing. I'm going to take all of the backing off of my tear and tape. I tried to do it with the backing on the other box, and it was hard to get a hold of it when you got it in there. So I'm just taking the backing off of it all. Right, and then again, on the other side, we're just going to center it and push that up. And let's see how I did here. Not too bad. Just going to move that over a little bit. All right. And then I'm going to give it a good crease. A push. Get my bone folder in there. All right. And then we're going to fold this over. Give a good pinch right here. The other side. Give a good pinch right here. All right. Now for the sides, this has the sticky on it, so you want to be careful. Now I'm going to just kind of bend these so that they're flat and they line up, and then we're just going to give it a good press. And I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to go all the inside of my bag. Then we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of flatten it out a little bit. Bone folder in there, and there we go. Now you can see that I have a little gap right here. I'm not going to worry about that much. I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to give it a little cut right there and a little cut right there. I'm not even going to go all the way across, just so you can't see it so much at the top. All right, so then there's our bag. That was pretty simple, I think. All right, now for the handles. Next part you want to do is the handles. So we have all these little circles here, and you're going to be using the framelets, and I'm just going to give you the measurement of the full framelit. And it measures 3 1/8. This one measures 3 1/8. And then this one is 2 5/8. So 3 1/8 and 2 5/8. Those are the two framelits that you want to use. I'm going to bring in my big shot here. I have my magnetic platform and my cutting plate. I'm going to take both of my framelits and I'm going to lay them one inside of another, making sure that the space is even around the center here. My other cutting pad. And there you go. Run that through. So then that is going to give you this, what you want to save for another project. And then that's going to give you what you would call a frame. But we're using it for a handle. All right. So I'm going to take 2 of these and my Tombow. And I'm going to put glue all along this round circle here. I'm going to do the same thing on this one, just so I don't have to go back and do it again. And then we will do the other side. All right, oops. Let's get that off of there. There we go. All right, so we're going to take one of our handles, and I'm going to put that right on the outside. And I like it that it has a little gap that you can see the pieces of Designer Series paper through there. So I put that on there, and then I'm pushing on the inside of the bag to get that adhere. Then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to match it to the top of the handle so that they're flush with each other. Okay, and then I'm just going to press on the inside to make sure that I get that all lined up in there. So that's how you make the handle for the bag. All right, so we'll do that again on the other side. Get my Tombow again. Get some more, and then we will do the other one. I'm not really even pressing on the glue at all. Just kind of using what is already there and swiping it all around. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing. And we're going to put this on this right here. I'm going to turn it over and just rub it from the inside. And then we're going to line up the circles here. And just push those together. Just like that. All right. Next, we are going to take the pieces that are 1/2 inch by 8 3/8, and I have 2 of them right here. I'm going to take some more tear and tape, whatever I did with it, right here. And that's just going to go in the middle of this strip here. And I'm going to show you where I got the idea for this bag here. A couple of weeks ago in my class, we had made these little baskets, these little Easter baskets, and it had a little pick in it. And this is where I got the idea for that bag. I just made it in a bigger scale. And then, of course, I didn't use this handle. I made the bag handles to make it look more like a purse. And that idea I saw on Pinterest, I believe it was. All right. And while I have the tear and tape out, I'm also going to put tear and tape on these 2 pieces, which are 1 inch by 5 1/2, and I'm going to put it the tear and tape on each side of this piece here. And that is, bring in my bag again. These pieces go right down here, the side of the bag. You can see I made a little boo-boo there, but it goes all the way up the side of the bag. So while I have my tear and tape out, I'll just do this real quick. And you're going to do that on both of these pieces as well. Now on my other sample, I used the large letters to put the initials on. I don't have the bags anymore, of course, because I gave them to my downline. But I used the large letters to put their initials on, but those are retiring. I'm very sad about that. So I used the layering alphabet instead and just cut out an initial with that. But you know, you don't have to do that. You can do, you know, just put a flower on the outside or whatever you wanted to do. All right, so I'm going to take the backing off of one of the pieces here. I am going to start over here, and I'm going to start not quite in the middle. And I'm going to put that down, and then we're just going to wrap this all the way around the bottom of the bag, right along the edge. Right like that. Okay? And that just kind of finishes off the bottom of the bag. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. It is going to overlap a little bit, but I am okay with that. You could meet it up if you wanted to and then go around, but I'm okay with them overlapping just a little bit. So I'm going to put that there. And again, wrap that around the bottom of my bag. And then right like that, okay, just like that. Take your bone folder, do along the inside of the box again, just to make sure that it adheres nice and well. All right, now I'm going to take this, oopsie, take those off. And this is going to go right up at the edge here, and it's kind of covering up this seam a little bit. All right, and then that just goes right along there. Kind of just covers up that seam. You could certainly do without that. All bags have seams. All right. And then this on the same other side as well. All right. And I did not get the seam. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. All right, so I'm going to make this the front of my box here. I want to make this the front of my box. I guess it really doesn't matter. They both look fine. All right, so there's that. Now I took the Starburst, our Starburst punch, and I punched out a Starburst with our lovely lipstick. And then I took the framelit that is this framelit is 2 1/8. I cut that out of Whisper White. I'm going to adhere these together. And like I said, I'm not going to put an initial on this one because I don't know who I'm going to give it to yet. And then that just goes right on here. All right. I have a scrap of Pineapple Punch and a scrap of Night of Navy. I'm using the Bitty Blooms punch pack. There's 4 punches that come in this punch pack. Look like this. These are also retiring, so if you want them, I would get them now. I was hoping that these were going to carry over, but they're not. So I'm taking 3 of this flower and punching those out in the Night of Navy. And then just with the little punch right there, the little circle, I'm punching out some Pineapple Punch for the middle of the flower. I am bringing in my Pierce mat. I'm going to put my little blooms on here. Now, what I would normally do is take my paper piercing tool, and with this part, I punch that down just like this. We're not going to have this anymore. So I'm taking my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm using this end, and I'm just using the corner because this is it's bigger than this. And I'm just going to punch down with the corner. That'll still give some dimension to the center of the flower. And then I'm going to take my glue, using my Tombow, and I'm just going to put a little dollop of glue in the middle of each flower. And then I'm going to take this end. I'm going to pick that up, put that in the middle. Just like that. All right, then we're going to take back our little circle right here. I'm going to take my glue again, and I'm just going to make some little dollops here. And then that is where our flowers are going to go. And that is it for that. And then I'm going to take a dimensional. And I'm only going to use one right now, because if I want to take it off to put the initial on, it'll be easier to get it off with just one. So we will put that right here. And that's it, ladies. So easy, don't you think? So here is the other one. My initial, that's an L. But I can take that off and make another one. That is it. Really, really simple, I think. But I really like them. I was quite proud of myself for figuring it out all on my own. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. And all supplies, while they last, are available at my online store, www.happystamp.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.